Hello and welcome back to the publishing series. My name is Matthew McGregor, and today I want to talk about something really important. Now, before you publish your app to Apple and Android, of course, you just got your files for actually submitting to Apple and Android. You got your what's called your Android APK file and your iOS IPA file. So you've got those two files now, and we're just about ready to upload them and submit your app to Apple and Android. And before you do that, I want to tell you about a couple key things you should know when it comes to uploading your app and actually getting it approved. So the biggest reason for disapproval, the biggest reason people get their apps disapproved is because they don't comply with one of Apple's main requests. And I talk about this in video 2 of the onboarding series, which I will link somewhere that you can find nearby. I'm definitely recommend going and watching that for all that info, though I really wanted to emphasize in this video about how there needs to be significant content in your app. There can't be like just 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screens and that's kind of all there is to do in the app. Or it can't be a whole bunch of pages that just simply link out to other websites. If all your app is really just a bunch of links, then Apple and Android will probably disapprove that because it's not a functional app in and of itself. You can, of course, link out to whatever you want outside the app, but there needs to be a significant amount of content that Apple and Android can be like, oh, yeah, this person is going to be, like, their users are going to be using this app on a regular basis. There needs to be some reason for people to use your app on a regular basis, otherwise it's simply going to get disapproved. And so, like, as a basic example, if you are linking out currently to a bunch of blog articles, you can still do that, but you would definitely want to have like the majority of them or a good number of them inside the app. Another example would be if you are right now linking out to some kind of site to watch your videos or your podcast or something like that, you may want to very well consider putting that inside the app. Another example, though, to shift away from links and more to lack of number of screens, is you really want there to be enough to do inside the app. You don't want it to be just, a home page and a series of videos. Otherwise, Apple and Android is going to say, oh, you've only got a couple of screens. Well, like, why don't you just go tell them to watch your YouTube channel? Or why don't you go tell them to, check you out on your website? There needs to be a reason for people to come back on a regular basis. And so having a good amount of stuff to do in the app, for example, you might have, at least in our 22 apps app, we have a series of videos, we have a quiz, we have our podcast, we have where people can access kind of like membership content. We have different support articles, we have blogs, resources, all this kind of stuff. But you don't need to necessarily have everything inside your app, but there needs to be some things to do. And one great thing that we recommend doing is letting users know inside the app that they can enable push notifications, because Apple and Android will notice that and they will say, oh, like, they're letting people know, hey, make sure you've got notifications enabled, this kind of stuff, which means that they're going to assume that you're going to be sending out notifications and bringing back people into your app on a regular basis. But just go into this with a frame of mind that people are going to be using your app on a regular basis. And if you were to ask yourself the question and answer it honestly, if you were to ask yourself honestly, is my app going to be something that people want to use on a regular basis and will come back, a couple times a week, or, at the very least several times a month, to use my app? Will that be, significant? And or is that true, basically? And if the answer is no, then you may want to go back to your app and check it out and see if you can add a couple more things. Check out some videos on some ideas that you might be able to add to your app. Check out some of our example apps, right? You might want to include your membership site within the app. So maybe you have like members or some kind of team or something that people can get exclusive access to in the app. Kind of brainstorm different ideas to make sure your app is valuable before you submit it. And the last thing they'll just say is you can't submit an unfinished app. If you're starting to work on all the awesome, valuable stuff, but it's not finished, Apple and Android will probably disapprove your app. They don't like it when you say content coming soon. They don't like content coming soon. They like where there's at least something there that people can get their hands on. So even if it's 1 or 2 videos, you can say more videos coming soon, but don't put a video page up that just says, hey, there's gonna be videos eventually, because Apple and Android don't like that. So make sure you publish an app that is complete. It's just like, well, yes, you could publish an unfinished website. It's better if you release it to the public eye where it's done or done enough where people can start using it on a regular basis. So I hope that's been helpful. I hope that gives you some ideas around creating an awesome app that people actually use on a regular basis. And if you do need to upgrade your account from Lite to Pro to get beyond that 10 screen limit, definitely very well consider doing that, as there's all sorts of other benefits and features and reasons to be able to do that. So with that said, I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we're going to be talking about actually submitting your app to Apple and Android and going through the whole review and approval process. So I look forward to seeing you there and seeing your 20 Trap success. Bye for now.